Hey guys, can you believe January's already over? How crazy. How was your January? Ours was great. We actually accomplished something that we haven't been able to do as a company ever, really. We were able to get two content releases done in 1 month. Crazy. But that has a lot to say about the differences between the two projects we have. Dungeon Dice Siege versus Dice Tactics. Dice Tactics is super content based game. So when we want to add like a chapter, there's just so much that goes into it. Adding new characters, adding new battle maps, having the story set up, going through all those different characters and dialogues and different options they have. And that's not even getting into adding new abilities for all the characters and leveling up and then doing balance changes and then testing it all. It's a much bigger project, and as an RPG, it just has ballooned. And I've seen people talk about that in game design stuff that don't do an RPG as one of your first projects. They're massive undertakings, and even as Dice Tactics, it's a smallish project. It's a pretty big undertaking, even at its size. With Dungeon Dice Siege as more of a puzzle based type game, adding content is a lot simpler. So we were able to do two releases this month. The first one had a lot to do with trying to make the editor more fun, easier to work with. We still don't have a tutorial with that, so good luck figuring it out. But we think it's fairly straightforward. We do have a lot of changes we still want to make to the editor to make it a lot more streamlined and easier to use, which might happen in February, but no promises on that one. And then the other thing we did was we added our first block. Yes, 2021 first block, the hoop block, which we added a little video sketch, just trying different things out with the YouTube channel and trying to find new ways to kind of show updates versus kind of this I talk to you guys format, which is not as much fun, I feel like. Um, with that, we're going to keep trying different types of ways of making these YouTubes. And uh, the videos have done a lot of great things for me personally. Uh, for conventions and stuff like that, that used to be kind of like the pressure point to like get projects done and and get those things done and released. And now it's like, oh, I want to make a YouTube video about that, so like I have to do it faster now. I apply that pressure, so it helps with, I guess, accountability in some ways. But it's just been a lot of fun, and I'm a creative person, and I'm learning so many new things. So it's just like it's all come together and been just really a great experience for me. And I wish I'd have done it earlier. Um, but with that, let's get into it. Oh, before I say anything, yeah, my apartment's a little torn apart right now. We're currently my girlfriend's currently moving in, which is great, and I think 2021 is going to be a fantastic year. I'm so excited for it. Um, but yeah, the projects. Okay, so the projects. Dungeon Dice Siege 2 releases, editor update coming in the future. But our big challenge right now with Dungeon Dice Siege is the beginning part of the game. Our first two levels are not really capturing people, which is definitely not what we've experienced before with Dice Tactics, for example, where the beginning of the game tend to capture people and engage them, and oftentimes they would continue playing it. Um, so we're still trying to figure out what we can do with that. Granted, with Dice Tactics, we spend a lot of time doing conventions with it, so we actually saw lots of people play the beginning part of the game. And I think through that process, we were able to iterate and make the beginning part of the game a lot more engaging, a lot more fun. Where Dice Dungeon Siege or Dungeon Dice Siege hasn't really had that experience. The dyslexia, I keep flipping those words. I'm going to be calling it that back and forth. Um, but February, to lead into the projects again, not to continue to rant, but February is really going to be about Dice Tactics. We actually had a pretty big change last year. Um, Steve wasn't able to continue working on Chapter 4, which, by the way, Steve's art is phenomenal. He's a great guy, and I loved going to conventions with him, and so much fun. Um, I'll put his Instagram in the description, but he wasn't able to work on Chapter 4 with us, which was really disappointing. But um, understandable. I mean, it's hard. This stuff's really hard to do. But we were able to get a new artist on board. His name's Wesley. I'll put his link in Instagram, and he does great art. And I've gotten to meet him a few times. Hilarious guy, super funny, and again, his art's amazing. And I'm super excited to see what he's able to do for us for Chapter 4. and of course, we're still gonna have Willie on the team. She will continue to develop amazing battle maps for us, and I'll have all of their Instagrams below. All phenomenal people. I'm so honored to be able to get to work with all of these people to try to bring Chapter 4 to you guys, which is the end. That's it. That's the end of the story. It's only gonna be a half chapter, so it's not as long as the other chapters, but um, I mean, the completion, right? That's where it is. And then also getting it ready for Steam. So going from mobile to PC, there's definitely plenty of challenges that we're going to be facing. Um, that just scaling things up and making sure assets are properly scaling to everything, making sure our asset bundles are working. There's a lot of things that we're going to have to figure out how to do to get it done. But I'm excited. I'm excited to kind of see this project kind of come to completion and what we'll do with it from there. There's several different ideas of kind of reusing some of the things that we have and taking the good from Dice Tactics and maybe making something new. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think that we should do with Dice Tactics, where we should go with it after completing Chapter 4. But that's all it. That's January, and that's where we're going in February. Um, like always, guys, like, subscribe, do the commenting stuff. That's always really cool. Yeah, have a good day. Bye.